And if we look at the autocorrelation, then autocorrelation is almost zero. So autocorrelation is basically correlation of, if it's basically the correlation of RT with RT plus 1. So depending on RT plus K, let's say, and K is the lag. So we are basically correlating, it's the correlation that we know with the time series with the K lagged O itself. And in this case, this lag is K, which is on the x-axis. And one thing we notice is that, so the series is correlation with itself is 1. But once we take the correlation, so for instance, correlation of RT with RT plus 1. So this is the vector with starting at t time point. And this is the one shifted vector. And the vector itself, the return vector itself, the correlation of return vector with the one lag itself is quite low. So showing that basically the markets are quite similar to the random walks for basically small instances. And again, this is for the log returns. The results are quite similar to the returns. And again, if you look at the autocorrelation of, let's say, 2, 3, 4, 5, then the autocorrelation is almost close to 0. Here, we haven't built the confidence intervals, but in general, what we can do is we can, by looking at different correlations with different lags, we can build the confidence intervals as well, and then determine whether basically this is truly 0 or not by using these confidence intervals. And this is autocorrelation. So if you look at the autocorrelation of the absolute values, then the picture is quite different. So in this case, what we're doing here is we are basically looking at the autocorrelation with absolute values. So in previous case, we don't know whether it will go up and down. But in this case, this is the absolute value of RT and RT plus lag. And that's absolute value. And in this case, this is the autocorrelation of S&P 500 in terms of the absolute values. So if you look into the absolute values, then basically the autocorrelation is not 0 and significantly not 0. And that's why the series is basically, in this case, not stationary and doesn't affect and we assume that basically the market, then the series or the absolute value of the series is not a random walk.